Welcome to the Search for Wellness podcast, where we embark on inspiring conversations to explore the many facets of health and well-being. I'm your host, Pooja, a certified fitness instructor, the co-owner of Beyond Body Fitness Studios. I'm also a qualified health coach, breath coach, and proud to say, a cancer coach. My personal journey towards wellness took a profound turn when I faced a cancer diagnosis 2 years ago. Despite leading a relatively healthy lifestyle, I realized that my understanding of well-being was limited at that time. This unexpected challenge ignited my quest for knowledge and a deep desire to restore balance and harmony into my body and life. Now, I'm here to share the wisdom and insights I've gained, because what's the point of all this knowledge if I can't share it? In today's fast-paced and stressful world, prioritizing our physical, mental, and emotional well-being is more critical than ever. This podcast aims to delve into a wide range of wellness aspects, from longevity, fitness, and supplements, to alternative practices like homeopathy, acupuncture, and sound therapy, as well as nutrition, diet, and innovative therapies. Through this platform, I'm committed to helping you make simple and sustainable changes that seamlessly fit into your daily life, empowering you to live a happy, healthy, and fulfilling life. Let's embark on this inspiring journey together and meet our special guest today. Welcome, guys, to today's final episode of Season 1. Today is our last episode of Season 1, and before I begin with this episode, I just wanted to thank you all from the bottom of my heart for watching all 12 episodes, or whichever episode you have watched, for following, for liking, for sharing, for subscribing, and for making this podcast what it is today. I honestly am so grateful to all of you from the bottom of my heart for this. We will be doing a season 2, hopefully, fingers crossed, if all goes to plan. And I'm just going to go straight into today's season. So today's guest, again, surprise, surprise, is me, myself, and I. And we are going to be talking about something else that it actually, after everything that I went through, I decided to do a little bit more research into. Also, reason being is that I know that I led a very healthy, very safe life, very clean life. But there were these other things that are called toxins that are in our environment, that are in our homes, that are all around us, that we are exposed to on a daily basis. So I wanted to dive a little bit into toxins and what they are, where they can be found, alternative things that we can use instead of what we are commercially understood to use, and also how to regularly detox the body and the mind. So I'm going to start off with a little disclaimer. Disclaimer is that I am going to share this information, and this information is not medical advice. Rather, consists of recommendations that, based on the research that I have looked into, products that I have tried and tested myself, and I have no commercial interest in any of these products that I will be talking about. So I'm not promoting anything at all here. I'm actually going to be talking through the heart and with honesty. And that's what I do. That's all I do. If you've ever met me, if you ever know me, you know that I talk from the heart. So thank you so much, everyone, for taking this step towards empowering yourself with this knowledge to live a better and a healthier life. What are toxins? The term toxins can be interpreted into many different ways. However, today I'm going to specifically talk about toxins in our body. We are exposed to, on a daily basis, 700,000 toxins a day. I'm going to repeat that. 700,000 toxins a day is what we are exposed to on a daily basis. Now, there are the toxins that are unavoidable, and then there are the toxins that are avoidable. So for the unavoidable ones, we have to learn how to regularly detox the body and help the body detoxify these toxins. But the avoidable ones, we should really try and do something about them. And this is why I'm here to share those with you. I'm going to share a few little studies. So there was a study done on 10 newborn babies of an average person, and they found 287 known carcinogens, hence toxins, in their umbilical cord before they took their first breath. Yes, before they took their first breath, they found all these toxins in their umbilical cord. So there are many of these toxins that we don't understand that actually break the blood-placenta barrier, the blood-brain barrier. And what that means is they get into the body. Even if you're pregnant and you think, oh, my baby's not being harmed by this. There's so many of these toxins that actually go into the placenta and also affect the development of that unborn child. There is a really cool saying that shakes me every time I hear it. Genetics loads the gun, environment pulls the trigger. So your gun could be loaded all the time, but the environment you're in will determine the gene is on or off. And that is something called epigenetics. Epigenetics is something that I'm not going to talk deeply about, but I highly recommend you guys research it as an amazing thing and an amazing finding. And a lot of science and a lot of people have been talking about epigenetics. We're only 5% of us are gene. But then there's this thing called epigenetics where you can turn your genes on or off. More of that in one of my episodes later. So I'm going to go into a few of these toxins that we are exposed to. Obviously, you know, we have many of them. There's the cleaning products to clean your floors. There is the washing detergents, your fabric softeners, the paint on the wall. There is makeup. There is nail polish. There is soaps, lotions, potions, sunscreens. There's a lot of them. And these are the ones that we want to try and avoid. Obviously, there's another big one, which is your pesticides. And if you wanted to know more about pesticides, I highly recommend you listen to the episode 8 that I did with Juliet from Green Spoon, where we actually spoke specifically about pesticides. To do with the one about cleaning products for the house, again, you can listen to episode 2, which was with Grounded, with Megan, who is the co-owner of Grounded. And we speak about how harmful these toxins are in our homes and for our environment. And they're also airborne. Also your laundry detergents and your fabric softeners. I mean, your fabric softeners is one that is actually really, really important to understand, is that we love that. There's that funny smell that comes, right? There's this lovely smell, that floral smell that comes out of your fabric softener, and that's called a fragrance. It's called fragrances. Now, those smells are highly, highly, highly toxic. I'm going to just forward a little bit because I've already mentioned fragrances to you, but the term fragrances is often found in many beauty products and cleaning products too. If you see the word fragrances on any ingredient, just know that that could potentially be hiding 50 to 60 highly toxic chemicals that could lead to many concerns like respiratory disorder, skin allergies, reproductive issues, and more. Fragrances are potentially carcinogens, and there is no restrictions to manufacturers on using the term to hide their trade secrets, or shall I say, toxic dump. And what that actually is there's this word called fragrances, and it sounds really like, wow, oh, I love that smell. I love that smell. But they're hiding their trade secrets. So they don't actually, consumers are not supposed to know this because they claim that those are their trade secrets. So that's why they just write the word fragrances. But that's hiding 50 to 60 toxins just under that word. Fabric softeners have those fragrances in them. Now, we wash our babies' clothes and then we put them in this fabric softener because we want them to be nice and soft. But those fabric softeners are what affects their skin, that affects their development, affects their endocrine. It's an endocrine disruptor, so it affects their hormones, affects our hormones. It can create autism in kids. It can create dementia. It can create anxiety. It can create rashes. It can create all sorts of havoc. It's better to avoid using any fabric softeners completely, but if you would really like to use one, Grounded does make an amazing one. I have a tip for you though. So things are expensive, yeah? And cleaning products is the last thing you want to be worrying about spending a lot of money on. even though grounded is really reasonable and quite cost effective, if you'd like a tip, I actually use vinegar as my fabric softener. So you put vinegar, a cup of vinegar in the washing machine where you would put your fabric softener, and your clothes and everything will come out feeling soft and fresh and amazing, and they won't have that horrible smell. If you do want to add a smell, then add a essential oil to it. I do that with my floor cleaning too. I actually clean my floors in my house with vinegar, and again I add a little bit of essential oil. At the moment I have added, I think, lemongrass to it, so there's this nice little citrusy kind of freshness to it. And it's so funny because my kids come home going, "Ooh, what's that smell?" And then they try to guess the smell in the homemade cleaning products that we use. So fragrances is a terrible one. Obviously, fragrances also, you can find them in your perfumes, in your makeups, in many products, in your lotions and in your potions. We're going to go into makeup. Again, I'm going to go back to makeup. Makeup is an interesting one. Who does not like looking pretty? I know I do. I absolutely love wearing makeup. I have drastically reduced the amount of makeup I wear, and I've also drastically reduced when and where I wear my makeup. So I don't wear makeup on a daily basis anymore. I really don't care how I look on a daily basis anymore. I believe that I need to look after my health more than my physical self. However, once in a while, when I'm recording my podcast or when I'm going out with my friends, I do like to wear a little bit of makeup, but I'm very mindful about what I wear. So I have a few makeup brands that I use. I will actually put them in the captions of the podcast, so you can actually check them out. Unfortunately, none of them are sold here yet, but maybe if more and more people start buying it, then more and more people will start creating healthy, non-toxic makeup, and more people will start selling it in Kenya locally. So makeup is an important one. So what is actually wrong with wearing makeup? So you'll be like, but what's the big deal? What's wrong with wearing makeup? Makeup can create loads of chemicals that are endocrine disruptors, can cause all kinds of havocs in the body and imbalance. Some of these chemicals that you'll find in your makeup are parabens, phthalates, synthetic colors, fragrances, formaldehyde, lead, talc, more. Check out this website called skincraft.com. They have a full list of all the toxic chemicals used in makeups and in lotions and stuff. So it'll give you a little bit of insight. I will also add that to the captions. Parabens are the preservatives used to make your skin care fresh. So parabens is what keeps your skincare lasting longer, keeps it feeling fresher. They can be found in many products like lotions, sunscreens, makeup, and more. Research shows that they can cause an increase in the production of hormones like estrogen that can interfere with the hormones and brain functions. Many studies are even known to know that the estrogen that is produced by this paraben can mimic the estrogen in your body, thus eventually leading to breast cancer. There is many studies about this. You can research it, you can Google it, you can find out for yourselves. Talc or talcum powder, used to make babies' bums feel fresh and dry and to help us stop from excess release of moisture. And who doesn't like talcum powder? Yes, it smells so nice, it makes your baby smell so nice. It's like that fresh baby smell, right? It's not the fresh baby smell, it's the talcum powder. In 2019, a study that came out linked talc powder to ovarian cancer almost 100%. The company Johnson & Johnson actually got sued for this. When inhaled, it can cause lung tumors too, because it's so fine, it's so powdery. When inhaled, it can actually cause tumors in the lungs. Some of the products with talc still on the market are, so these are the ones that are hiding the talc, is your eyeshadows, your blush, your deodorants, and also many soaps. Lead is actually a natural occurring chemical found in the Earth's crust, and without even doing anything, we're already exposed to enough lead. So without even adding it, we're already exposed to lead because it's naturally occurring in the Earth. Many years ago, lead used to be heavily present in wall paint, right? Until they were like, oh no, lead is really bad for you. So they removed it, and now you get the whole lead-free paint. But that doesn't eradicate the fact that the paint is still toxic and the paint is still leaching out a lot of things into the environment, and you're still inhaling all of those, and your baby is too. So I highly recommend buying non-toxic wall paint. It is available. Because that's what I use, and I know it's available, so you can do that. So the other thing about lead is that it is so harmful that it got banned from being in paint, but it is heavily present in your lipstick. So ladies, who doesn't like wearing lipstick? Everyone loves wearing lipstick, right? Lipstick's so beautiful. Oh my God, my lovely, beautiful red lips. There's lead in your lips. Your lips affect your system immediately because you're eating, you're drinking, you're talking. That lead is going into your body. Try and buy lead-free lipstick. You can get lead-free lipstick. It is available. I love wearing lipstick too, but just try and buy lead-free lipstick. It is available. And just wear it when you need to. You don't have to wear it all the time, right? I mean, we need to change the norm. We need to change the system. We need to change our belief system. Deodorants is another one. So deodorants contain a number of harmful chemicals like aluminum, polyphene glycol, fragrances, and more. These are linked to Alzheimer's, dementia, cancer. I love giving this example for deodorant and the use of deodorant. We put deodorant on our armpits. Our armpits are like our fans or the toxic release. So you have your air conditioner, and then there's this machine outside your house that releases all the hot air, right, to produce the cool air into the house. So I like to give this analogy. Now, your armpits are like that. So your armpits are the ones that are releasing that hot air so that the system can stay nice and cool. Now, when you use one of those antiperspirants that are 24 hours filled with aluminum, filled with all of this stuff, and you cover those pores, you're blocking the body from releasing these toxins out from the system, right? Where are they going to go? They have nowhere to go now. Now they're stuck. They have nowhere to go. Where are they going to go? They're going to go to your breasts. They're going to go to your lymph nodes, right around your breasts, right around your necks. Deodorants have been linked to 100% to breast cancer. It is so important to find a natural substitute for deodorant. And there's so many out there. I cannot tell you, there are so many non-toxic deodorants out there. Because that's one thing that if you're going to change anything, change that. Change your deodorant right now. You can go to Healthy You. You can even make it affordable. You can even use soda bicarbonate on your armpits and it works. The other thing you need to know is if you smell, that means you have a toxic buildup in your body. So your body is always sending you signs and signals. So if there is a smell coming from your body odor, then that is a sign that you need to detox and you need to really, really find where that toxin buildup is in the body and release it. Not plaster it and add more deodorant to it and cover it up, because that's what is going to lead you into the havoc, right? Sunscreen is the chemicals in your regular sunscreen. So these are most of the sunscreens that are out there in the market, gets absorbed directly into the bloodstream and can still be detected in the blood or even in the urine after usage. So even after you've used your sunscreen, even if it's been a week, 2 weeks, you can still find it in your blood and in your urine. That's how toxic it is for you. Other studies have even found sunscreen in blood plasma and in breast milk. One of the main chemicals used in sunscreen is oxybenzone, is directly linked to being a hormone disruptor. Oxybenzone, actually there's been some alarming things about oxybenzone and high levels of oxybenzone in many products, especially recently. A lot of these like facial cleansing products also have oxybenzone in them, and this is not like small amounts, this is high amounts of it. There's no control. No one is sitting there going, there's only like, okay, we can change this. Nope, no one is doing that. These conditions can, so sunscreen can also lead to conditions of the respiratory like asthma. It can penetrate the blood-brain barrier again, so thus affecting unborn children in the placenta, in the womb. You can buy non-toxic sunscreens. You can use zinc oxide, which is like pure sunscreen, but you can actually find non-toxic sunscreens nowadays. So just try to make an informative decision. There are many more, but I will leave it to you to make more of an informed decision and to do your own research. There are many more chemicals, honestly. There's like PFOs, there's PFAs, which is your forever chemicals. You have your BPAs, which has just literally been replaced with BPF. So a lot of people are like, oh, but my baby is drinking milk out of a BPA-free plastic bottle. What they've done is they've just replaced it with another chemical and they've called it BPF, but it's actually still as bad. So try to avoid using plastic as much as you can. Especially in your house. This is your home. This is your sanctuary. This is where you have control over what comes in and out. Avoid using plastic as much as you can. Really avoid using plastic. Switch to steel, switch to glassware, switch to any of those, but just avoid keeping plastic and letting your kids use plastic also. I think I use bamboo cups and bamboo stuff for my kids. So that's another one, because I know with glass you're a bit concerned, but even steel is really good. So where can these toxins be found? So the other places that toxins can be found is in your food, which you'll, if you listen to episode 8, you will hear Juliet explain about the whole food system in Kenya. Water, and the reason why it's found in your water is, if you think about it, all of this that's going into our bodies, and then we're showering, we're rinsing our bodies, and then it's going into our water system, and that water is just cycling back and coming back, and then we're drinking that same water. So forever chemicals are found in your water system. Aluminum is found in your water. Lead is found in your water. So try to change your water filter. So I have a reverse osmosis at home, but also you have to be really specific. Because what a reverse osmosis will do, it will remove everything, not only the bad minerals and the toxic chemicals and all of that, but it will also remove the good minerals that we actually require in our drinking water. And so oftentimes you'll find that you're very dehydrated. Even though you keep drinking water, you still feel very dehydrated. So you want to add those minerals back into your water, and that's what I do. So I have these little drops. They're fulvic minerals, and you just use them and you add them back into your drinking water. Again, I will add them in the captions below. Dry cleaning your clothing is also another one that is actually really toxic for you. So try to avoid dry cleaning clothes as much as you can. So we stepped on water. Dairy products. So dairy products is another one that goes unnoticed. Dairy products are really high in antibiotics. Your water actually also, by the way, has antibiotics in it, because a lot of this water supply, the whole cycle antibiotics also end up going into your water. But dairy products also have antibiotics. So we're taking antibiotics without even knowing that we're taking antibiotics. They have to put antibiotics in the milk, in the dairy, so that to avoid any infections, to avoid any contamination. But dairy also has pus, it also has blood in it. It also has all these emotions, this anger from the poor cow who lost its calf. So avoiding dairy, like I'm just not a dairy person generally, is really important. It's also a very big hormone disruptor, so it can really play up with your hormones. Think about it this way: you're drinking milk or you're eating cheese from a cow who is supposed to milk and make a calf into a massive cow. How is that going to really affect us? It's going to affect us, right? In the long run, it's going to create havoc in our body, because we're not designed to consume that milk. Heavy metals like mercury can be removed. I spoke about this briefly, or I don't know if I spoke about it like in detail, but I had mercury amalgam in my mouth. And after I got diagnosed, I did a lot of research through my functional medical practitioner also. I found out that it is really important not to have mercury in your mouth. A lot of dentists now are aware of it, but if you still have mercury in your mouth, I highly recommend that you go to a biodentist, a dentist who knows what they're doing, and they remove the mercury properly. Because the last thing you want is somebody to be drilling and removing the mercury and then it's going back in, because then you can get something called mercury toxicity, which is again really horrible and really dangerous for you. Fish also are very high in mercury. So if you consume a lot of fish, you need to be mindful of that. So a tip, my husband enjoys eating fish. So a tip that I gave him was, if you take a chlorella tablet 30 minutes before eating your sushi or eating your fish, it is a chlorella, I always do this, is a natural binder. So it will bind to the toxins, to the mercury, and then it'll pull it out of the system and it will discard of it. So it's a really good way to, a little tip and a trick that you can use. One that is always missed and is really, really important is mold. Mold toxicity is like having a gorilla in your in your trunk of your car, slowing your car down every step of the way, but you don't know he's there until it completely stops. That's what mold is. Mold is so toxic. It is so bad for you. Nairobi is generally quite moldy because we think about it, we live in a very damp climate over here. So it's really important to check your house for mold toxicity. It's very easy to also check for mold. You don't need an expert. I never found an expert. I'm still looking for an expert in Nairobi. So if you hear of one, do let me know. But you can become an expert on your own. The smell of mold, you can smell it. It's in the environment, you can smell it. You can walk into a house, you can smell the mold straight away. You can see mold. It starts growing like fungus on your walls. You can see it also. When you sleep at night, your body is working really, really hard to detox, to really, to balance you out again from everything that you have absorbed throughout the day. Now, if you're sleeping in a moldy room, your body is at war throughout the night. A sign that you have mold toxicity could be you wake up in the morning and you feel even more exhausted than you did before you went to bed. You have brain fog, you can't function, you just feel terrible. You feel like you've been hit by a truck. That is a really big sign that you could have mold toxicity in your house. So you need to check your house for mold. You need to remove the mold from your house. Another thing that you could do is also avoid coming into the house with your shoes, because you'll be carrying any sort of nasties from outside, not only mold, you can bring in mold on your shoes, especially if you have little ones crawling on the ground and stuff. So you want to really, really avoid coming into the house with shoes. So you want to keep your shoes outside the house. You could even be bringing in all kinds of crap. So avoid stepping into your house with your dirty shoes. Keep your shoes at the door so that your house can stay nice and clean. Another option to help with mold is to get an air purifier. So I have an air purifier in my room, in my kids' room. And another amazing tip to have plants. There are a lot of plants that are designed to actually help the environment, to help kill mold, help kill a lot of these chemicals that are airborne. And some of these plants are English ivy, which again, you get abundance of it in Kenya. Snake plant, I have a little one over here. What else do we have? We have spider plant and peace lily. So you can keep them in your bathrooms where you know that there might be a lot of mold exposure, so you can keep them over there to help. Orchids are another one, and orchids also look really, really beautiful. So you want to, if you know you have mold toxicity, you want to really avoid food that is high in mold. Foods that could be really high in mold is coffee and chocolates. I am yet to find a chocolate that is not mold, like it's mold free. It's actually really difficult to, but you can find coffees that are actually free of mold. Source out one that is not high. Glutathione can also be sabotaged with mold. Now, if you listen to my episode with Aisha, we spoke about glutathione, and glutathione is a master antioxidant that your body naturally produces. And it can be damaged by free radicals. So glutathione is in your body, and your body is more susceptible to free radical damage. What decreases the production of glutathione in the body? Excessive alcohol consumption, diet high in sugar, gluten, refined oils. Studies have shown that a large segment of elderly population have a low glutathione level. Having a low glutathione level is also, check your vitamin B6. That can also result in decrease of glutathione. But glutathione can also get affected by mold. So if you look at the episode I did with Aisha from Revive, there is great options for you to have a glutathione as an IV. You can have a glutathione boost as an injection. You can even take it in supplement form to boost to the body. Yeah. So now, if like me, there's some that you're like, pana, no compromise zone, right? I have those. I'm not perfect. Trust me. I have my no compromise zone also. And that one is my activewear. Activewear is also filled with phthalates. It's filled with endocrine disruptors because of the elasticity and stuff. But I absolutely love my activewear and I'm always active. What I do is I try to avoid wearing it for long periods of time. So I wear it when I'm working out and then I try to change into something else that's a bit more breathable. I try to wear undergarment that is not full of plastic, that is 100% cotton, that is non-toxic. Organic cotton obviously would be better. So that if you're wearing something inside that is protecting you in a better way than at least what's on the outside. And then obviously option 2 is regularly detoxing. So what can we do to help rid our bodies of all these toxins? So we have decided that we are going to remove. Step 1 is we're going to remove the ones that we can, like the makeups, like the cleaning products, all of that. Check the house for mold, do all of that. Also, the other thing that I wanted to tap on is make sure you check your makeup because makeup expires also. And that could be far more worse for you if you're going to be like, first of all, plastering your face, caking it with makeup that's actually expired. That's even worse. So check because that can happen and that's also result in mold toxicity. Clean your house with non-toxic cleaning products. You can use essential oils like I mentioned. Swap your deodorants, swap your sunscreen. For your lotions and potions, I would recommend you can use some olive oil, shea butter, stuff like that, stuff that's natural, that's non-toxic, that doesn't have, if anything smells too fragrancy, too much, whatever, you just stay clear of it. Another one is toothpaste. Try to reduce the use of toothpaste filled with fluoride. You want to try and get a fluoride-free toothpaste. Check your soaps. Try to use a soap that's really, clean of all nasties and just simple and is just soap. The other thing is that we're so obsessed with being so clean. We're so obsessed with like our kids being clean. Our skin creates these natural oils that help absorb vitamin D, that help absorb things that actually a protection barrier also that protect us from not absorbing too many toxins. But every time we shower, we have this obsession with lathering ourselves with lots of soap and stuff, and we're stripping our skin of all these amazing things that we have on them. So try to avoid using soap all the time. You can use it in the important places and then just try and use it once in a while when it's necessary. But we don't have to always be so clean, right? I mean, again, we can live our lives without having that kind of worry and you'll see your skin will actually feel much nicer. So try to read the labels of your products when you buy them. Especially if most of them don't even have a label, but you can try and read them. There are some really good apps that you can even find. I'm going to add them on the links below that you can use to check some of your products to see how bad they are and how good they are for you. So there's the Dirty Dozen is your list of the fruits and veggies, but I think they also do some of the other ones. And then there's the Clean 15, but I'm gonna add them because there are a few apps that I do use and I will recommend those in the caps below. Step 3 is to create a regular detox regime. So something that suits you, something that you can do regularly. An Epsom salt bath is great. You can get Epsom salts everywhere. If you don't have time to sit in a bath, you can just soak your feet into it because that will also absorb some of the toxins from the body. Saunas, I've spoken about saunas in the episode of Me Alone talking about cancer and how important it is to use a sauna because what a sauna does is it removes the toxins from inside out. As opposed to a steam. A steam is actually, I don't even recommend a steam. Think about it this way. You're going to sit in a room that is like steaming and then you're sweating and you're releasing your toxins from your body, but then those things are being airborne and then you're just inhaling them back in. So you're just circulating the same toxins back into your body. But a sauna, and especially an infrared sauna, it goes really deep. It penetrates into the liver, it penetrates into the organs, and then it sweats through them. I know that it's very hard to find a infrared sauna in Nairobi, but whenever you can, I highly recommend that. Dry brushing is also really good because you want to get the lymphatic system moving. You can actually dry brush while you're in a sauna. You can dry brush about 2 to 3 times a week. You don't want to do it too much. You can jump on a trampoline. Also, that's really good for like a rebounder, a small trampoline that will really good for lymphatic drainage. You can have a massage. You can do a coffee enema. I know I've spoken about coffee enemas before. They are fantastic. You can also have a few these detox supplements, and they're like really good because they're binders. So you have chlorella, you have spirulina, activated charcoal, and clay. They can bind and help the liver in detoxing better. Regular exercise, obviously regular exercise is so important. Jumping on a mini trampoline, we spoke about that. So the liver is the most important detox organ in the body. The organ that deserves an award for dealing with so much garbage we are surrounded by. By the way, the liver can also help you shed weight. So when you detox your body and you detox properly, you'll automatically start losing weight. You'll be like, hold on, I didn't do anything here. Because the minute the liver is functioning properly and it's detoxing well, then automatically you'll also start losing weight. The liver is a very complex organ. Not only does it help protect us from the chemical toxins we have spoken about, but it also deals with the toxic metabolic waste of the body. In other words, it's always working very hard. So it's already dealing with a lot. Without even adding the toxins, it's already dealing with a lot. And then we add all these toxins. So our bodies, yes, our bodies are designed, and the liver is designed. All of this, our bodies are designed to actually detox. But the amount of toxins we are exposed to today are not going to allow us to detox well. We have to help. We have to boost these detox systems and these detox pathways ourselves. And we have to actually, empower ourselves with this knowledge and be like, okay, wait, I know that my breath smells. I know that my armpits are smelly. I need to do something about that. So let me start working on my detox. So it is important to know that we need to help our body. It is so important to help our body because otherwise it gets too much for the body. So the liver is getting overburdened and passing some of its loads onto the other organs too. When in doubt, detox the liver out. Countless diseases are linked to poorly functioning liver, such as autoimmune, lupus, rheumatoid arthritis, Alzheimer's, and Parkinson's. The minute you detox your liver, honestly, you can probably eradicate most of these things. I promise you. The liver detox system also prevents cancer. When the liver is routinely exposed to large amounts of toxins and the liver are not able to detox them successfully, the susceptibility to cancer increases up to 90%. 90% of cancers are all likely due to industrial production of carcinogens. So 90% of cancers are actually due to the environment. How I spoke about epigenetics in the beginning is exactly what I mean, is that our genes can be off and on. I'm going to go a little bit into that now because there are many people who can detox their body quite naturally, just walking around, whatever, doing anything. But we're all not designed the same way. There's some people who actually hold on to a lot of toxins in their body and need a little bit of help to detox those toxins from the body. And now that is where your genes play in, and that is where the epigenetics come in. Because if your genes for that certain type of cancer are off, but then you bombarded your body with all these toxins and your body is finding it really difficult to detox them, you've just turned that genes on. You just turned it on. So it's really, really important to detox. An antioxidant-rich diet can help detox the liver. Things such as broccoli, spinach, carrots, potatoes are all high in antioxidants. And also you can have cabbages, artichokes, asparagus, beetroots, radish, lettuce, sweet potatoes, squash, pumpkins, collard greens, and kale. Avocados and walnuts are also rich in glutathione, which is what is naturally occurring, and your liver is naturally producing glutathione. But to boost the glutathione production in the body, You can actually add avocado and walnuts to your diet. Herbs are a great way to boost the detoxification systems of the liver. Dandelion, one of my favorite teas, dandelion root tea. It's a secret herb that has been used in Chinese medicine for years as a liver remedy, and it enhances the flow of bile, lessening liver congestion and reduces bile duct inflammation. So a lot of people's bodies stop producing bile, and that is as a result of the liver not functioning to its full potential. And when that happens, that's when all these autoimmune diseases and all of this starts showing up, or these skin problems also start showing up. Dandelion root tea is a really good one. Organic green tea is very high in antioxidants, can help with eliminating potential risks caused by free radicals in the body, also known to help reverse severe liver damage done by toxic overload. And also, if you remember from my podcast before, I spoke about green tea also being really, really good as an anti-cancer tea. Turmeric spice can also be used or taken as a supplement to increase the flow of bile from the liver and decrease blood cholesterol levels too. The kidneys are another detox organ in our body. The kidneys filter the blood and are the second most important organ when it comes to eliminating toxins from the body. They filter out all your blood at a remarkable 60 times per day, one of the most constant and crucial detox mechanisms in your body. These fine little beans, they're so tiny, little beautiful beans, work 24/7 to filter out toxins in our food and drinks. But when the toxic load gets too much to bear, they get overwhelmed and kidneys become toxic too, creating kidney stones, infections, cysts, tumors, urine tract infections, all of that. When the kidneys are overloaded, this is where you are going to get all these infections from. Sadly, we are exposed to so many toxins that an average person's kidneys wears off before their time. The amount of toxic exposure we have, our kidneys are going to wear off before we know it. Have you ever noticed after taking a strong multivitamin, like especially one with B, your urine turns yellow or orange? So that's your kidneys flushing out the excess. Foods that can help your kidneys are beetroots. They contain something called nitric oxide, which dilates the blood vessels, leading to significantly increased blood flow. So getting more blood into the system, circulating them, so it really helps detox the kidneys. So highly recommend maybe taking a beetroot juice during your detox protocol. So it's a good idea to add that. Chocolate, I know chocolate is moldy, but chocolate is also very high in antioxidants, so it has the good and the bad. Blueberries are these tiny little miracle drugs. Gut toxins also damage the kidneys. So if you have a toxic gut, your kidneys gets a lot of damage too. However, eating blueberries can protect your kidneys by lowering the filtration rate caused by gut toxins and overall improving filtration of bad toxins. I'm just gonna talk a little bit about the gut. So in order to be able to also detox the body and open the detox pathways, we need to strengthen our gut. So you need to make sure that your gut is also really strong. You need to make sure that you don't have something called a leaky gut, because that can also lead to all this havoc. Because when you have something called a leaky gut, that is the mesh of your intestine lining that is like a cheesecloth and it's got a rip in it. So all these toxins are just going directly into the body. So you want to try and fix that first. Find a really good functional medical practitioner, strengthen your gut, and then also find a really good detox protocol that works for you to help boost the immune system. Curcumin or turmeric, I think this miracle drug needs to be given a little bit more of attention. It is so good. It protects the kidneys from toxins and maintains filtration rates. There is a Chinese herb called ginkgo biloba. This herb medicine protects the kidneys from glyphosate, which is commonly used as a pesticide in a lot of our fruits and vegetables these days. Other studies have shown that it can protect from heavy metals such as mercury, uranium, and many other toxins. It can help improve blood supplies to the brain and improve kidney blood flow and functions. Ginger is an anti-inflammatory. It's a miracle anti-inflammatory. It's pro-inflammatory genes. Another study found that ginger increases the activity of the kidney's own antioxidant enzymes. So having more ginger will actually boost your kidney's own innate healing powers. Many studies have shown that ginger protects from chromates, fructose, lead, pesticides, cancer drugs, and other toxins too. So highly recommend having maybe a ginger shot even while you're doing your detox. Water. While detoxing the kidneys, it is important to drink clean water. Clean water means distilled water, water that is not in a plastic bottle and can be through a carbon filter or reverse osmosis. Water helps keep the toxins diluted as they move through the kidneys. So I highly recommend increasing your water intake. Breathing. Taking a nice deep breath in and out. Breathing. Obviously, you heard the podcast with my beautiful, amazing mom about the breath. And you understood that how important it is to breathe. So breathing naturally alkalines the body. When you breathe correctly, most of us don't even breathe correctly. It increases the oxygen levels in your body, automatically putting our bodies in a rest and repair mode. When your body is in fight or flight, it is not going to do anything. So you want to make sure you put your body in rest and repair before you start to rest and repair it, right? Breathing, finding an amazing breathing practice, maybe using the one that my mom has introduced to you guys. I highly recommend breathing. Breath work is so amazing for you. When we exhale carbon dioxide, there is a slight alkalization of the body. Now, how can we increase the alkalinity to stay with us for longer periods of time? While trying to detox the body, the best tool and the most readily available tool we have is our breath. When deep breathing is continued for several minutes at a time, space surrounding a cell or organ, especially the kidneys, becomes more alkaline, resulting in increased excretion of toxins. This takes me into the next topic of how to detox the mind now. Once the body is in a detox and healthy state, the mind automatically starts to shift. We tend to think that our mind and our body are not one. They are so intertwined and connected. A negative thought can take us spiraling down as much as a positive thought can uplift us. So how do we detox the mind? Again, breath work. Join one of my mom's breath workshops. Have a listen to her podcast that was played before this one. Meditation, going for long walks, sitting in stillness, sitting in nature, all of that can really help. So we didn't actually speak about how important it is to also detox the mind, because you can detox all the body all you want, but if the mind is full of toxins, which is negative emotions, negative thoughts, negative thinking, being in a toxic relationship. Toxic relationships are characterized by insecurity, abuse of power and control. Selfishness, insecurity, self-centered, criticism, negativity, dishonesty, distrust, demeaning comments and attitude, and jealousy. In short, healthy relationships tend to leave you feeling happy, energized. Toxic relationships tend to leave you feeling depressed and depleted. So try to get out of any toxic relationships. You will know if it's a toxic relationship. So one of the best ways to actually detox the body is by working out. Sweating. Your skin is the best way to release toxins from your body. Without stopping your armpits from sweating, get out and get your body moving. Sweating is amazing. Whether you like running, whether you like cycling, whether you like coming for my bar class or my Sculpt TRX class, or going for any of the other classes at the studio, even Zumba, whatever it is, find a way to detox the body. Sweating is so important. Exercise is the biggest mood booster, lowering cortisol, the stress hormone, increasing dopamine, the happy hormone. We all know how toxic stress can be, but now stress is inevitable, right? We're going to get stress. Stress is always going to be all around us, but we need to learn how to de-stress the body, de-stress the mind, come back into balance. Having waves of stress like while working out is also good for you. So having small, short waves of stress is okay for you. And that's nice. And that's what happens when you work out. So these are the things that I recommend. Choose what works for you. You don't have to change everything in your life. To maybe just find 2 or 3 things that I've spoken about today and try and use those to change things in your life, in your environment. Maybe try and start doing a detox regularly. So why has my doctor not told me about all this? Why don't we hear about all of this stuff more? In many ways, conventional medicine is the victim of its own success. Its external understanding of infectious diseases and injuries has helped so many. But the exclusive focus on the factor blinds doctors from seeing the full picture. So doctors will never understand this stuff. They don't know that you have mold toxicity or that your body is being burdened by all these toxins. They don't understand it themselves. For example, each human is unique in his own way, and the full biochemistry of their body is unique to the individual. So how these toxins interact with each individual depends completely on the terrain of that body, and can lead one person into an autoimmune, another one into cancer, and maybe another one into chronic fatigue, and maybe another one into nothing. But everybody can feel the difference when you detox. Honestly, you feel your mind is clearer, your body just feels amazing, everything just feels amazing. You and your choices are the one thing that can impact your health today. So make healthy choices. In today's world, we have become our own doctors and focus on preventative medicine so that tomorrow we can be ready for anything life is going to throw at us. In the future, I can only hope that it will be insane to put all your faith in one individual without having any input or dramatic influence. As we come to the conclusion of this season of the Search for Wellness podcast, I want to take a moment to express my deepest gratitude to each and every one of you. Your unwavering support on this journey to inspire and foster healing has been nothing short of incredible. Season 1 has been an extraordinary experience, and I eagerly anticipate your continued support and love in Season 2. I'd like to sincerely ask for your help in furthering our mission by hitting the subscribe button this very moment, liking the podcast, and sharing it with anyone you believe would benefit from the valuable insight I have shared. Your support is the driving force behind the growth of this podcast, and I'm truly grateful for it. In Season 2, I'm excited to bring you even closer to your wellness goals by connecting you with more experts in their respective fields. Together, let's explore new avenues of knowledge and empowerment on our journey towards holistic wellness. It is not about becoming immortal or extending your lifespan. It is about extending your health span. I leave you with this lovely departing message. I wish you well. My heart is full of gratitude. Everything that I have shared and spoken about in these 12 episodes has literally been authentic, true to my living, true to my being. And many people keep asking me, why have you started doing a podcast? What is a podcast? Why do you do this? And I'm going to tell you why today. When I got sick, I prayed so hard to God. And I told him, please, you're the only person who can help me get out of this and get through this. And when I empowered myself and started learning all of this stuff and all of this knowledge, I made a promise to him. I said, I promise that if you make me well, everything that I learn on this journey of mine, I will share without a doubt with everybody, selflessly. And this is why I decided to start this podcast. I decided to share and empower you guys with this knowledge, because what's the point of all this knowledge if I can't share it with all of you? Wishing you guys a very, very healthy time and sending you guys all lots of love. See you in Season 2. Bye.